Chapter 1. The Curse Within. The air in Tokyo's abandoned warehouse district reeked of blood and decay, a stench that clung to Kale's nostrils as he stepped into the shadows. At 19, his jet-black hair was matted with sweat, and his crimson-stained hands gripped a cursed tool, a jagged blade forged from a defeated Grade 1 curse. His eyes, sharp and haunted, scanned the darkness. A new Jujutsu sorcerer, Kyle had been summoned by the Tokyo Jujutsu High to investigate a surge of cursed energy, one that whispered promises of death. "Stay sharp," came the voice of Satoru Gojo, his white hair glowing faintly in the dim light. The blindfold over his eyes did little to hide his smirk. "This one's a nasty piece of work. Even I can feel it tingling." Kale nodded, his breath uneven. He'd heard the rumors. A curse born from a mass slaughter, its power fueled by the lingering resentment of hundreds. As he moved forward, the ground beneath him cracked, and a guttural laugh echoed through the warehouse. From the shadows emerged a hulking figure, its body a patchwork of rotting flesh and writhing tendrils, its mouth a gaping maw of jagged teeth. "Fresh meat!" it roared, lunging with a tendril that sliced through a steel beam like butter. Kyle dodged, his blade clashing against the curse's appendage. Black blood sprayed, sizzling as it hit the floor. He gritted his teeth, channeling his cursed energy into a counterattack. The fight had begun. Chapter 2. Blood and Bonds. The clash was brutal. Kyle's blade carved through the curse's flesh, but for every wound, two more tendrils sprouted. Blood, both black and red, splattered across the walls, painting a grotesque mural. He felt a sharp pain as a tendril grazed his side, tearing through his uniform and leaving a gash that oozed crimson. Gritting his teeth, he pressed on, his movements fueled by a desperate need to prove himself. Gojo watched from the sidelines, his hands in his pockets. "You're sloppy," he called out, his tone mocking. "Focus your energy, or you'll be cursed, Chow." Kyle snarled, summoning a burst of cursed energy that shattered the tendril aiming for his head. He leapt, driving his blade into the curse's chest. A wet, tearing sound filled the air as he ripped it free, black ichor gushing forth. The curse shrieked, its form destabilizing, but it wasn't enough. It lashed out, slamming Kyle into a wall. His vision blurred as blood trickled from his mouth. Then, a flash of blue. Gojo moved, his infinity deflecting a fatal blow. With a casual flick of his wrist, he unleashed a hollow purple, obliterating the curse in a burst of light and gore. Silence fell, broken only by Kyle's ragged breathing. "You're alive," Gojo said, crouching beside him. "Barely. What drives you, kid?" Kyle coughed, tasting blood. "Revenge. My sister, she was killed by a curse. I won't stop until they're all gone." Gojo's smirk faded. "Good luck with that." Chapter 3. The Hidden Threat. Days later, Kale trained with Yuji Itadori and Nobara Kugisaki under the watchful eye of Megumi Fushiguro. The trio had taken him under their wing, sensing his raw potential, but the peace was short-lived. A new curse emerged, a grade special entity tied to a series of ritualistic murders across Tokyo. Its energy pulsed like a heartbeat, drawing the group to an old shrine soaked in blood. The air was thick with the stench of death as they approached. Corpses littered the ground, their throats torn out, eyes wide with terror. Kyle's stomach churned, but he steeled himself. The curse materialized. A towering figure with a skeletal frame, its skin peeling to reveal pulsating organs. Its laughter was a wet rasp, and its claws dripped with fresh blood. "More souls for the feast," it bellowed, charging. Yuji transformed, his divergent fists smashing into the curse's chest, sending chunks of flesh flying. Nobara unleashed a barrage of nails, each exploding with cursed energy and painting the shrine red. Kale joined, his blade slicing through a claw, only for it to regenerate instantly. The curse's counterattack sent Megumi sprawling, blood seeping from a gash on his arm. "We need to work together," Kyle shouted, dodging a swipe that decapitated a nearby statue. He channeled his energy, creating a barrier to shield Megumi. Yuji and Nobara seized the opening, their combined assault tearing the curse apart. Its final scream echoed as it dissolved into a puddle of gore. Chapter 4. Betrayal's Edge. The victory was hollow. Back at Jujutsu High, Kyle overheard a conversation between Gojo and Principal Yaga. A traitor within their ranks had leaked their location to the curse users of the Kamo clan, hoping to eliminate the new sorcerer. Suspicion fell on a senior student, Hiroshi, who had been unusually quiet since Kyle's arrival. Confronting Hiroshi in the training grounds, Kale demanded answers. The air crackled with tension as Hiroshi drew a cursed weapon, his eyes cold. "You're a liability," he spat. "The Kamo clan offered me power. Your death seals the deal." The fight was savage. Hiroshi's blade clashed with Kale's, sparks flying as blood sprayed from shallow cuts. Kale ducked a lethal thrust, retaliating with a slash that opened Hiroshi's shoulder. The traitor roared, unleashing a wave of cursed energy that knocked Kyle back. But Kyle's rage surged, and with a desperate lunge, he drove his blade through Hiroshi's chest. Blood gushed, and Hiroshi collapsed. His final breath a gurgle. Gojo appeared, his expression unreadable. "You did what you had to, but this war's just beginning." Chapter 5. The Crimson Reckoning. The Kamo clan struck days later, their cursed spirits descending on Jujutsu High. Kyle fought alongside Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara, the battlefield a chaos of blood and shattered stone. A massive curse, a fusion of multiple entities loomed over them, its maw dripping with acid. Limbs flew as it swiped, crushing a building and sending rubble raining down. Kyle's side burned from his earlier wound, but he pressed on. Yuji's punches dented the curse's hide, while Megumi summoned his Shikigami to distract it. Nobara's nails pierced its eyes, eliciting a howl. Kyle leapt, his blade glowing with cursed energy, and severed a tendril. Blood rained, sizzling on the ground. The curse retaliated, its claw raking Kyle's chest, tearing flesh and exposing bone. He screamed, collapsing, but Yuji caught him, his own blood mixing with Kyle's. With a final, coordinated strike, Yuji's Black Flash, Megumi's Divine Dogs, and Nobara's Straw Doll technique, the curse exploded in a shower of gore. Kyle lay bleeding, his vision fading, but a faint smile crossed his lips. He'd survived. For now. Chapter 6. Epilogue. In the infirmary, Kyle stared at the ceiling, his body bandaged but alive. Yuji visited, grinning despite the blood still staining his uniform. "You're one of us now," he said. Kyle nodded weakly. The path ahead was drenched in blood, but his sister's memory fueled him. As he closed his eyes, the sound of distant curses echoed in his mind, a promise of battles yet to come.